Walkabout Resources, graphite project, shovel ready in Tanzania. Normal disclaimer. So these are the investment highlights over the last couple of months. We recently completed an upgrade to our DFS. It was upgraded in terms of from the reserve and resource work we'd previously done. So now we have, based on 40,000 tonnes per annum, we have a 24-year mine life. We have an NPV of just under 200 million US. Cost of production's down slightly to $347 per tonne. Very good free cash flow from the operation, and we're producing a concentrate grade graphite 95 to 97%. And our capex is, in terms of projects, is very low, just under 28 million US. This is all hinged on the upgrade to our reserve. We now have a reserve grade of 17.9%, highest graphite grade in Africa. So we now have an ore reserve of 5.5 million tonnes at 17.9% TGC. And we have very good flake size distribution. So our flakes are 75% of our resources above 180 micron. And we have an optimisation study with a grade cutoff of 10%. More recently, we've just implemented our RAP, our Resettlement Action Plan with the locals, which basically is the trigger for moving soil. And before that, we had our upgrade to our resource. A snapshot of the company, you can see these recent announcements have been very positive in terms of the market receiving, and we're capitalised at just over 40 million. We have $5 million in the bank, so we're currently in development phase and looking for development capital to put this project into production. So the DFS upgrade was very positive, and I've run through some of the highlights. Obviously, we've still got a very low operating cost of $347 a tonne. I've mentioned that we've got very low capex to put this into production. We've very good EBITDA margins. Our NPV is just under 200 million for a $40 million company. Our payback is just under 2 years. So this is a very robust project. We've factored in all the Tanzanian taxes. Obviously, many of you will know about the issues, the legislative changes in Tanzania, and the increase in the royalties and taxes. These are all accounted for, and we're certainly ready to go. In terms of logistics, you can see that we're down in the bottom southeast corner of Tanzania. Our mining licence is 200 kilometres from the port of Mtwara. It's a very, very good container port, deep water port. That's us actually at the port. The roads are very good. The 2/3 of the road for 200 kilometres is sealed, the other very well graded. We've got sufficient power. There's a very large gas project to the south. There's a gas pipeline going through. Eventually we may look at hooking up to it, but at the moment we'll be operating 3 megawatts plus 1+1, and there's certainly sufficient groundwater for our operation. You can see in relative terms it's 450 kilometres south of Dar es Salaam. So in terms of our low-cost mining operation, this is a very simple operation. This is no more than a quarry. If we ever get to the bottom of the pit, it's only about 80 metres. You can see the colour code in the 5 stages of mining, and you can see to the bottom the dark brown is indicating that we are mining from day one from surface 20+% TGC graphite. So this will go straight to the bottom line. In the early years, it's a very profitable operation. So as I said before, this high grade of 17.9% allows, the grade is everything. In an open pit, from plus 20% from surface means your operation is going to be very profitable. So it's a we've basically wanted this to be a low risk operation. So low risk in terms of easy mining. Because it's so high grade, we're only mining 260,000 tonnes of ore through the mill per annum to produce the initial startup per annum of 40,000 tonnes per annum concentrate ore. This is our first stage. We have lots of capacity to increase and grow this project. In terms of the mining resource reserve, you can see that the work we've done, the red is the reserve pit. You can see that measured and indicated and inferred in the yellows and blues is to the north and south is there's enormous potential for upgrade. This is the JORC compliant resource reserve statement. And you can see that we, back at the beginning of the year, increased our resource by 40%. So it's a significant improvement, and obviously to the reserve of 5.5 million tonnes at 17.9%, it really allows for a very profitable operation. Just a little further on into the work that we've done, you can see that the pit shadowed envelope. You can see that the red dots to the north and to the south is our extension drilling. You can see from there the results we were getting from surface and trenching. We're getting 30s and 20% TGC from surface. So there's lots of potential for mining high grade well into the future. This is a very simple operation. Crushing, grinding, floating. The IP's in the attritioning and maintaining our flake size distribution, which is very important in terms of getting a higher basket price than just selling into the battery industry anode market. This is very important to us, and so we've done huge amounts of metallurgical work on making sure that our specs are uniform and that we can deliver to spec, and in terms of 4 products related to the flake size distribution. You can see here quickly that we have 75% above 180 micron. You can see that we have almost 50% above 300, so we get a premium price for our product. We've done test work in laboratories around the world. Begram in Beijing was instrumental in getting us into the market there. You can see this product ticks many of the boxes in terms of the offtake and industries that it can go into. We're fully permitted. We have an environmental license and a mining license, and we're ready to go. We have a very good community social program, very well regarded in the local town where the Prime Minister comes from. Our offtake arrangements, we're doing a huge amount of work with at the moment. You can see that 75% of our product is already under offtake agreements. So we're development ready. Quality project, very robust economics. We've de-risked the project, including our engineers in China with Jingpong. We've got all the experience in a small experienced team, and we're ready to get development funding for the project. I won't go into the other projects, but we have exploration in Northern Ireland and Scotland. We've got some very good targets there, and we have Namibia, huge amount of ground there looking for lithium. Thank you.